The rise of the Nazi Party, 1918 to 1933. Few would have thought that the Nazi Party, starting as a gang of unemployed soldiers in 1919, would become the legal government of Germany by 1933. In 14 years, a once obscure corporal, Adolf Hitler, would become the Chancellor of Germany. 1918. World War I ended in 1918 with a grisly total of 37 million casualties, including 9 million dead combatants. German propaganda had not prepared the nation for defeat, resulting in a sense of injured German national pride. Those military and political leaders who were responsible claimed that Germany had been stabbed in the back by its left-wing politicians, communists, and Jews. When a new government, the Weimar Republic, tried to establish a democratic course, extreme political parties from both the right and the left struggled violently for control. The new regime could neither handle the depressed economy nor the rampant lawlessness and disorder. 1919. The German population swallowed the bitter pill of defeat as the victorious Allies punished Germany severely. In the Treaty of Versailles, Germany was disarmed and forced to pay reparations to France and Britain for the huge costs of the war. The German Workers' Party, the forerunner of the Nazi Party, espoused a right-wing ideology like many similar groups of demobilized soldiers. Adolf Hitler joined the small political party in 1919 and rose to leadership through his emotional and captivating speeches. He encouraged national pride, militarism, and a commitment to the Volk, and a racially pure Germany. Hitler condemned the Jews, exploiting anti-Semitic feelings that had prevailed in Europe for centuries. He changed the name of the party to the National Socialist German Workers' Party, called for short the Nazi Party. By the end of 1920, the Nazi Party had about 3,000 members. A year later, Hitler became its official leader, or Führer. 1923. Adolf Hitler's attempt at an armed overthrow of local authorities in Munich, known as the Beer Hall Putsch, failed miserably. The Nazi Party seemed doomed to fail, and its leaders, including Hitler, were subsequently jailed and charged with high treason. However, Hitler used the courtroom as his public trial as a propaganda platform, ranting for hours against the Weimar Republic. By the end of the 24-day trial, Hitler was actually gained support for his courage to act. The right-wing presiding judges sympathized with Hitler and sentenced him to only 5 years in prison, with eligibility for parole. Hitler was released from prison after 1 year. Other Nazi leaders were given light sentences also. 1925. While in prison, Hitler wrote Volume 1 of Mein Kampf, which was published in 1925. This work detailed Hitler's radical ideas for German nationalism, anti-Semitism, and anti-Bolshevism. Linked with social Darwinism, the human struggle that said might makes right, Hitler's book became the ideological base for the Nazi Party's racist beliefs and murderous practices. After Hitler was released from prison, he formally resurrected the Nazi Party. Hitler began rebuilding and reorganizing the party, waiting for an opportune time to gain political power in Germany. The conservative military hero Paul von Hindenburg was elected president in 1925, and Germany stabilized. The Nazi Party began building a mass movement. From 27,000 members in 1925, the party grew to 108,000 members in 1929. 1929. The Great Depression began in 1929 and wrought worldwide economic, social, and psychological consequences. The Weimar Republic proved unable to cope with the national despair as unemployment doubled from 3 million to 6 million, or 1 in 3 by 1932. German President Paul von Hindenburg's advisors persuaded him to invoke the Constitution's emergency presidential powers. These powers allowed the president to restore law and order in a crisis. Hindenburg created a new government made up of a chancellor and cabinet ministers to rule by emergency decrees instead of by laws passed by the Reichstag. So began the demise of Weimar democracy. 1932. Hindenburg's term as president was ending in the spring of 1932. At the age of 84, he was reluctant to run again, but knew that if he didn't, Hitler would win. Hindenburg won the election, but Hitler received 37% of the vote. Germany's government remained on the brink of collapse. The economy was still in crisis. The election of 1932, the Nazi Party won 37% of the Reichstag seats, thanks to a massive propaganda campaign. For the next 6 months, the most powerful German leaders were embroiled in a series of desperate political maneuverings. Ultimately, these major players severely underestimated Hitler's political abilities. 1933. Due to the popularity of the Nazi Party in the 1932 elections, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany in January of 1933. The Nazis had officially come to power in Germany.